Welcome to NASDAQ's Mission Driven, a show about companies that pair purpose with profit. In this series, we're highlighting those change makers dedicated to supporting and uplifting their communities. We hear directly from the team members who are leading the charge, sparking a change, and giving back.
On this episode of Mission Driven, I'm joined by Rachel Carlson, the CEO of Guild Education. Could you tell us a little bit about Guild Education?
At Guild, we are focused on unlocking opportunity for America's workforce. And we do that with a double bottom line business model that we aim to do well by doing good. The way we go about our work is partnering with leading employers, as well as nonprofit universities and public schools that help connect workers with the right learning opportunities in order to advance in their education and their career.
What makes Guild Education a purpose-led company?
We've invested heavily in coaching at every part of the student life cycles. And then we've ensured that we've paired our employers with a really diverse and highly curated set of academic universities, learning programs, and institutions that really sit in the quadrant of high quality and low cost. Those are some of the component parts, and they all tie up in our core value, which is scale for students and students for scale, really oriented around that double bottom line mission.
How did skillup.org come about?
So 40 plus million Americans have experienced some level of unemployment since early March, vast majority of whom haven't earned a bachelor's degree and were laid off from low-wage jobs. And so the Skill Up Coalition is designed in response to that crisis. What we knew is that they needed the opportunity to upskill, reskill, have that support, and have really highly curated information about what the future of work looks like and how to get back on their feet.
Could you also tell us a little bit about your new product, Next Chapter, that you guys rolled out recently to support the workers who've been impacted by COVID-19?
There are actually two sides of the labor challenges. On one side is what we're all hearing about, which are these massive layoffs, furloughs, and workforce displacements. And on the other hand, many other companies and some of the same companies have these talent gaps in middle skilled jobs like allied healthcare, customer service, success, cybersecurity, technology, and many more. So that's some of the insights we use to launch Next Chapter, which is really a two-sided marketplace helping connect displaced workers with the best jobs in America.
How do you work with organizations to recruit, retain, and then upskill these employees?
We found that for every dollar a company spends on a Guild education program for their employees, they receive $2 to $3 back. We see that companies see a dramatic increase in their recruitment numbers when they offer this program. Some of our companies have found that upwards of 20 to 25% of their applicants are now saying, I'm joining your company because you have this benefit. An average student who's in a Guild program is retaining at 80 to 90% in their job versus the average in frontline jobs, which is in the 50 percentile. And then upskilling is probably the most important right now, which is we found our students have more than a 2x higher likelihood than their peers of getting promoted in their job. So all of those things add up in a way that really creates value for the company, which is the means, so that we can do our work, which is the ends of helping workers have the opportunity to go back to school.
Well, this seems like such a win-win for every employer. Could you tell me a little bit more about the product? How does Guild work, and how has it evolved to support the needs of your customers?
We're effectively a three-sided marketplace. We've got employers, we've got universities, and then we've got our students, and we're really aiming to serve all three. But what undergirds the experience for all three is a robust tech platform, a data integration platform that integrates with the employers and the universities to know what's going on in a worker's life, what classes are they taking, how are they doing at school, and then a payments integration model, which is probably the most important thing to highlight, because before Guild existed, the typical worker who was trying to go back to school was being asked to pay up front and wait for their company to reimburse them. Sort of a naturally discriminating program to your wealthiest employees. And so we've used our whole tech platform to try and solve that problem with tuition assistance.
What does the future of talent and recruitment look like?
We need to return, or at least reinforce, a people-centric approach to how we run organizations. We need to be tangible and specific about how organizations can be thoughtful and say, hey, employee for now, but customer and citizen for life. At Guild specifically, what we've tried to say is, how do we make choices that a year from now we can look back and be proud of? And we're trying to help our companies do the same.
What advice do you have for other companies who are trying to navigate COVID-19?
Businesses exist with the permission of our society and our citizens. Thinking about how to build a leadership and management practice that starts with empathy, focuses on listening, focuses on not being right, but getting it right. How do we make sure businesses continue to be a positive force for good? That sounds high and lofty, but I really do think it can live in the day-to-day of how businesses operate.
Marisa, we just talked to Rachel from Guild, and I understand you have this incredible partnership. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, we began to partner with Guild Education back in 2016 when Chipotle decided to provide a tuition reimbursement benefit as well as our debt-free degree program. Guild has been our thought partner in helping us to develop a unique program that really matches our purpose, which is to cultivate a better world, and our vision for people, which is to cultivate an environment where our employees can thrive and pursue their passion.
How has the company supported employees during COVID?
We introduced access to mental health last year, at the end of the year, to all 85,000 of our employees and their families. And that Cultivate Me platform is for all of those benefits. During COVID-19, part of the protocol or the day in the life of an employee is before they even are able to enter the restaurant, they actually go through a wellness check on symptoms that we look for that translate to not good food safety, but we also included symptoms on COVID. On top of that, it was also, how are you doing? And it's all about mental well-being. How are you feeling about working here? How are you doing? How can I support you?
How did you select business and technology as the focus for launching your debt-free college program?
Our growth, even through COVID, has been driven through digital. We've invested a lot over the last 2 years to allow guests to order their burrito ahead and pick it up, or just order it to be delivered. So when we think about technology, as we continue to unlock that, we know we'll be hiring talent for that. But then if you think about the future of the world, I think those are the big growth areas. If they want to continue to pursue an opportunity, those two backgrounds, I think, will lend well to their own personal and professional growth.
What does the future of your workforce look like? And do you see it shifting in one way?
For the future, our employees are going to want to be at a place where they can feel aligned to the company purpose, but also that they're in a place where they can be their full selves. I think education helps us do that.
It's really a lifelong relationship that we build with both the company, helping them administer their education benefits, and every single one of their employees who wants to explore a path back to school.